That's how we close off an in-season tournament. That's how we finish a game. Don't let the score fool you. At the end, it started to get away, but that was like the last 3 minutes. This whole time, this game was basically what you wanted in a whole tournament where where they're like, we playing hard, we got the effort. It feels like a playoffs atmosphere. You got the old vets. I was like, well, some of Davis and Anthony Davis. I mean, maybe you could say Russell. He's been in the league a long time, so maybe a wily vet. Prince been around a bit. Some young. You know what I'm saying? But versus some of the younger players. Even though Buddy Hill has been around a long time, and so is T.J. McConnell. You get what I'm saying? The stars. That's what we're gonna go off of. That's what my point is trying to be. And I think that you got stars, especially on one side, but you really got competitive game and team basketball on the like for the mix of the other side. Halliburton didn't have a great game. He really didn't have a good game. I was like, everything he's sort of been so far in the tournament, he sort of came back down to just like a good NBA player. He wasn't at the heights. I was like, but at the same time, you could say that he also got the respect that he was playing at that type of level, because the defense for the Lakers was pretty much anybody else can do whatever they want to, but Halliburton ain't getting off and getting them plays either. And that's how it pretty much played. They pretty much just came out and said that's what we're gonna do. The Pacers said they're gonna play their game no matter what. They're gonna run up and down. They're gonna do like they were doing like the quick shots and stuff. Quick to the basket things. It was the only time when they were really having trouble when they had to do half court offense. And since Halliburton couldn't really get off or manipulate the defense, it sort of just pointed out more that they don't have enough score one on one. Matherin is sort of like they're probably their best one out of like their starting lineup. Naismith can do, he could do a bit, but they don't really have enough one-on-one creator that isn't Halliburton. So they really are all hands to him and how he sort of played. So that's one thing. But they did try to come out, and that's pretty much how they stayed in the game. And even when they was behind, how they stayed, and I was like how they got back in the game and how they made it close into the fourth quarter. Because I was like, the Lakers barely, the way they played, you would think that the Lakers were really up. Then, like the commentator kept on saying the whole time, but you sort of felt it that way. And while I was talking about the Pacers, on the Lakers side, they sort of was playing like, yes, it's their game, but I think the Lakers is one of the few teams that could sort of this is probably what makes them at the level of being good and great, is that they could sort of play a multitude of ways. And this one, you felt it was I was like they had pace where it's like they could run up and down with you. Because I was like they would catch LeBron and AD on a lot of just running down the court type stuff, and they were just beating their dudes to the basket. But then at times too, when it was in half court, they also execute that way, where it was Reeves one-on-one, LeBron one-on-one, Anthony Davis in the post, pick and roll with D'Lo and Anthony Davis, whatever you want to say. I was like, or Reed doing basically a fake pick and roll or whatever. But also too, what sort of did the Pacers in, and what was able to keep the Lakers always being a step ahead in this whole situation, the fact that their defense was there. The Pacers' defense wasn't there. I was like, and yes, they're bad on defense, or they're ranked low, but they're not even able to really get consecutive or timely stops. Whereas the Lakers, you could tell like they'll just like lose it for a minute, and the Pacers will just like get in for like 7-8 points or something like that. Even though the Lakers are scoring, so it's like that way it's not too bad like they ever got tired or nothing like that. But the Lakers can never pull away. But at the same time, the reason the Lakers were able to keep that that just enough for like 3-4 points ahead is just because like they would just lock in. It'd at least be for at least about 4 or 5 positions. They'll just lock in. And yes, it's hard to lock in for too long because the foul will happen or something like that. But I was like Anthony Davis was locked in. Uh, I was like Cam Reddish. Like even though he was getting caught for fouls, I was like, if you sort of look at a lot of those fouls, you like two of them, you're like, I like a couple of them, you're like, oh, okay, that's a foul. You like there was no need for it. But then the other ones are just kind of like, I'm not gonna take away from his energy that he's playing with in this sense. I was like, of course, Prince is always there playing ready to play defense. I was like, I was like, he had like 2-3 blocks, but they didn't count him with the other ones. Yeah, I was like, of course, I was like, LeBron doesn't play defense like he used to, but of course, how he not supposed to 39. I mean, he also putting points on the other side of running the floor and going hard, But I was like, but the thing is that I was like, you could tell but it's like that's where you just get the wisdom part where you're like, I can't do it like I do it, but if I need to be here, that kind of thing. That's where LeBron over here playing defense. I was like, but you got Vanderbilt, and I was like, he basically was like, they was harassing the hell out of Halliburton the whole night, and the commentary team was talking about it, and good point of everybody's so big on the Lakers, like big and long. Like if you think about it, I'm like, even at point guard, Russ and Reeves are 6'4". I know Russ is like 6'3", and maybe Reeves is a little bit taller than 6, so maybe that's 6'5". So I just sort of just median them. But you got yes, if they play together, you sort of got a small backcourt. But if each one of them is your point guard, you got a big point guard. And then like your number 2 and 3, like Rui is over here, and he's like 6'10", 6'11". Vanderbilt 6'10", 6'11". Davis 7 feet. LeBron 6'10". Prince is like 6'8", 6'9", something like that. Um, I was like, like even the people that didn't, people didn't play Christian Woods on the bench. He's 6'10", he's lanky as hell. I was like Max Christie, who's bad to 2 and stuff like that. He's like 6'5". So they got tall people constantly to where it's like Halliburton doesn't have that advantage of just like they're not slow footed like how like with the Bucks where it's like I was like, yeah, Brook Lopez is the shot blocker and the defensive dude, but he's also slow footed. So when I take his ass out, you ain't gonna be able to step with me, kind of thing. Whereas like the Lakers, it's like, nah, all them dudes can switch and they ready to go, and it's like, yeah, you be like, oh, I'm gonna get off Vanderbilt, damn it, Davis right there. I'm gonna get off Davis, Hachimura right there. Like there's like the weak link has to be basically Russell or Reeves, but I was like, but they got enough help behind them that it don't matter. It's like as long as I'll just push you towards them. I was like, yeah, no, you really. I was like, it's sort of weird because I was like, you wouldn't think they'd be in the game with Halliburton not playing really well, Ben not doing. He wasn't that hot either. Obi Toppin was really good. I was like, which I want to know. I want to know how Knick fans feel about that. Trade of just like letting him go. And I'm like, yes, he wasn't gonna get the minutes with the Knicks, but still, just like you kind of let him go for like nothing. I like Turner. I think he played for pretty well until he got some fouls and stuff like that. And then after that, I was like, look, I was like, AD played the way that everybody like. He gets a lot of stuff, and some of it is where it's like he is who he is. We need to stop talking about him in that type of way. He played how he played. He the second dude. That's just how it is. But when he played like how he played tonight, that's like, dude, you could do this nearly 9 out of 10 times because like you're rarely going against people like you rarely get on against Embiid and Jokic where you're gonna get tired out in that type of way. So I was like, but he came to play. Like he had a little groin thing and that didn't stop him. He kept on going. He was playing defense. He was swatting the ball. He was being a disruptor. No, this is all like it's sort of one of the weird things because I'm like, it's like, nah, this is an AD game. But then you have Reeves on the other end, and Reeves basically, once he started getting warmed up, he could not be stopped. Yes, like everything worked in unison of the offense with him, and it's like, oh, we can't let AD go. Damn it, I was like, I was like, Lemon Daddy done took it to the basket. He's over here doing floaters. I was like, I laughed because the crowd like really ooh and ah with him like a lot. But uh, he do be in his bag a lot. Like there was at least 3 plays that won't be in the highlights because either the shot was missed or the person didn't shoot it. Where Reed basically had them over here looking like dumb, where you go, twisting and turning, and all that type of stuff. No, I was like Reed. I was like, yeah, no. Reed took it upon himself. I was like, he over here be shooting that thing, and Shaq says, and he just got that slow little headsy, and he just all to the basket, and then his footwork are crafty to where he doesn't stumble upon himself to get in the lane and shoot. But then we got to go to the king. That 39. I was like, one, he's still running past dude. He's still, if they even, he's leaving. I was like, he's still is muscling dudes. Like, shout out to Nate Smith. He didn't back down from none of the challenge. And I was like, he's way bigger than I was like, I haven't seen him since he was the Celtics, so he's a lot bigger than I've seen him. And, got more of an offensive game and stuff. But, Jesus, he looked small to LeBron. And LeBron was just running down, getting right in the post. And just backed his ass down, backing whoever was down. Because all they had was basically him and Matherin to really stop him. And I was like, and don't look at the field goal attempts, because I think he had 24 field goal attempts with like 26 points. Nah. You gotta watch the game, because I was like, that was all an imprint of like LeBron, like how he was with the Pelicans, where he was just like, nah, we in this today. You felt it with the pacing, felt it with how he was putting his imprint on the game. Like you felt it as like, nah, this is a LeBron team. Like, the way they playing defense, the way they all ready to score, and it's like, yo, if I was like OG out here trying to do it like this, we ain't got no excuse. We all gonna play hard. We all gonna come out here, and we ain't gonna let none of these young dudes and people that you don't know outdo us. And they said this is the way the game was, where it's like if this how they playing, if this is what you could get in the playoffs. I was like, they will be a tough out. Now I will say, I still think they need something else. I don't fully know what it is, because I'm like, you didn't get a good D'Angelo Russell game. You got an okay D'Angelo Russell game, but Reed plays so good that you didn't necessarily need to. But if we was in the playoffs, you would need D'Angelo Russell to be with them, and Rui as well too. Like you do, so it's like something else is missing. But the thing is, everybody is they got so many wings and stuff that pretty much against anybody, they're going to be able to play them really well. Now, of course, if something happens to LeBron, AD, different story. But as of right now, hey, we're not gonna rain on their parade. That's a story for maybe getting toward the All-Star break or something. But right now, also it's funny to me that the team that won the bubble championship also wins the in-season tournament. I think that's also a little bit funny. I'm not saying they're the same type of thing. AD sort of made a slip that he's like, it's not the real thing, and I was like, that's probably not good for you to say, bro, but whatever, they're going to catch you in the heat in the moment. But hey, shout out to the Lakers. I was like, everybody came to play. It was a hell of a game for both teams. And it's also one of the things too where the Lakers, like, I want to say 3 of their 5 that we would consider came in and played and took over. But the Pacers was able to stay close despite their great player not being able to, not having his star erupting night, as we'll say. Also, just a little, I guess, side thing. I was like, Malik Andrews came up there, got a little bit of booze. Just saying. Adam Silver got up there, got a little bit of booze. Oh, I was like, we turn people into some heels out here. I'm just saying. I was like, I don't know. I know they were faces before, but now they heels. I don't know. Anyway, great game. Good way to finish the in-season tournament. I was like, that's how y'all go out, and that's how you play basketball. And no, it was all fun. It was all good, especially the exposure for the Patriots because nobody was going to watch them if we didn't have this in-season tournament. If we're going to be real about it, and also without the in-season tournament, hey, maybe the Lakers don't put it together as fast as they do to where we end up getting closer to where people could be traded and you're gonna have more whispers. Now that's tempered down a little bit to where you can get to about All-Star weekend without having so many rambles. But so we'll see. But either way, LeBron James is that dude still right now. I like now. I was like now that he ain't. I mean, crazy enough, he's not that much older than me. I don't know why I didn't realize it like that. But yo, LeBron James, Mr. Chosen. Now you could say he's an in-season champion. Let's see how that played out for the rest of the season. Anyway, you like the video? I appreciate it. What are your thoughts? How do you like this recap? Whatever. And how do you like the game and all that other stuff? You didn't like the video? Hey, maybe next time. But till then, till more basketball.